What's up, everybody? I'm Z, and this channel shows you the world through my lens. I am so excited. I believe the last time I reacted to anything J. Cole was when the whole beef was going down. We had um, the track he dropped, which I can't even remember what it's called now, uh, which was off of his tape, Might Delete Later, which ended up being funny because then he deleted the diss. But then, my initial reaction to the diss being removed was negative. But as time went on, I listened to. Oh no, I did react to two more songs after. Yes, there was two more songs. There was some song where he said something like "strictly dickly," right? Was that him or was that somebody else? I don't know, man. I'm mixing up stuff. I can't remember. If you remember, comment down below. But then I think the song right after that, he had a fire verse, if I'm remembering correctly. But I don't know. Yeah, I wish I could remember clearly. Anyways, once time had passed, I felt like what he did was the right move, not just in general with what was going on, but specifically to him and his character and how he's been. He was ultimately, when he did that, he was being the most true to himself. Whereas I think the act of him dropping that diss was him falling to peer pressure and to public demand. You know what I mean? So, all of that said, very exciting moment for J. Cole fans is finally here. We have an official release date. I have not watched this. I have not heard the song, but I could not avoid the spoiler of the release date being announced because I'm assuming this is where he announces it. But my friends were going crazy in the group chats, and well, maybe crazy is a bit of an exaggeration, but we were excited in the group chats and saying that he's got to drop it. So let's jump into this. This is the announcement, and then we'll jump into the single because I believe he's dropped a single. We'll do them both in the same video. All right, here we go.
Everything is supposed to go away eventually. You see this especially in like show business with famous actors or like musicians.
Bro, he's tall. Like, he's tall. Also, there's nothing. I'm sorry, I know I'm like getting distracted, but like, there's nothing more J. Cole than having a Lambo truck, but being at a self car wash, putting coins in you know what I'm saying? Like, typically when you think of people that have this type of money and like this type of success, and if you're driving this type of car, you just assume that they like go get somebody to clean it or like take it to a wash or something, you know what I mean? Instead of like doing it yourself like this.
Especially in like show business with famous actors or like musicians. And it's like, oh, this guy used to be famous and then he fell off. What happened? And they want to point to, they did this and this and they made some sort of mistake. Instead of thinking that, look, it's kind of crazy they got famous in the first place. So few people reach that level that, yes, of course, it's not going to last forever because somebody else has to take that spot. And that's how show business has been since forever. But no, they always want to say, oh, that guy fell off. They want to look down on him for just going through the natural cycle of rising and falling.
I don't want to interrupt the video, but I do want to quickly add to that, and maybe he'll say this too. And hip hop is unfortunately, poisoned with this additional scourge of believing that there shouldn't be old rappers. You know what I mean? And I wonder if it's because it's the music, like its origin is from coming through the struggle, and the mindset is that, well, once you've made it through the struggle and you're on the other side, like, you're older now, like you're not gonna be, you can't rap anymore. For example, I love the evolution that Jay-Z took. Like, why would he keep talking about being on the street and being from the projects or being from wherever, because that's not his real life anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you progress, you move forward. So I think that like with hip hop, it's like this weird thing that we're not celebrating a rapper that's 40, 50, 60 still doing it. Whereas like in rock, it's like almost celebrated that this band, like they're 50 now and they're performing this, or they dropped another album, they're 60 now and they're doing this. So it's just kind of like a little bit of something that I hope changes. Okay.
Poor thing. Young puss playing war games. He wanted love, but he only made more pain. Poor thing. Young puss playing war games. He wanted love, but he only made more pain. Picture my soul climbing out an infinite hole when niggas die over pride and live for the.
Okay, sir. We you know what? We'll save the lyrical breakdown for when the album actually drops, because I already want to talk about it. Let's jump into the single. Now, the title of this single is giving some stuff away, okay? We know that the album is dropping on the 6th, 2626, right? The Fall Off, disc 2, track 2. So we're getting a double album? Sir, you know, the thing is, you did make us wait a very long time for this in terms of when we first found out about this, but a double album. Maybe each side is only like 8 to 10 tracks or something. Oh no, but let's jump into this. Disc 2, track 2. I'm going to read this real quick because I don't know how long they leave it on. For the past 10 years, this album has been handcrafted with one intention: a personal challenge to myself to create my best work. Tall task. To do on my last what I was unable to do on my first. I had no way of knowing how much time, focus, and energy it would eventually take to achieve this. But despite the countless challenges along the way, I knew in my heart I would one day get to the finish line. I owed it first and foremost to myself, and secondly, I owed it to hip hop. Ooh, the Fall Off J. Cole. I'm not gonna lie, man, that little excerpt right there is setting the expectations sky high, sir. Sky high. Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very J. Cole beat.
How I see it. How I see it.
Oh, trippy.
Yeah. Listen. I persevered through the worst. My thirst to adhere is a curse. My life, I see it in reverse. I first appeared in a hearse. The driver steered to the church. My grandkids carried the coffin.
Okay. I already see what he's doing here. My life, I see it in reverse. At first, I appeared in a hearse. The multi-syllable rhyme scheme already, nasty. But we know he can do this, but nasty. I think he's going to tell his life story backwards. Okay, so he's when you see me first, I appear in a hearse.
I persevered through the worst. My thirst to adhere is a curse. My life, I see it in reverse. I first appeared in a hearse. The driver steered to the church. My grandkids carried the coffin to the altar as they burst into tears from their shirts. The tears rise to the sides of their face and into their eyes is piercing where hurt. Fast forward.
The tears rise from the sides of their face. So he's doing everything in reverse right now. You see the flowers came up as it looks like they're looking down at the casket. He's in it.
The tears rise to the sides of their face and into their eyes is piercing where hurt. Fast forward 60 years, I got verse of the year. My purpose is clear as to murk. Whoever dare flirt with death, the best alive, and what you now hear is the work. The inspiration was rare and in spurts, but when it's there, I'm immersed. My experience of being a parent dispersed. Watching my son disappear as I stare at his birth, and he returns to the womb, wifey stomach growing greater and
Watching my son disappear as I stare at his birth, because it's like going back in. Yo, this is nice. Hold on, let me pull it back a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna try not to, I'm doing too much. Let's go.
Fast forward 60 years, I got verse of the year. My purpose is clear as to murk. Whoever dare flirt with death, the best alive, and what you now hear is the work.
Fast forward 60 years. So he's saying 60 years ago I got verse of the year.
To murk, whoever dare flirt with death, the best alive, and what you now hear is the work. The inspiration was rare and in spurts, but when it's there, I'm immersed.
And that's also like this, you know, the inspiration was rare and in spurts. And this is him, you know, kind of talking about his, like, maybe not constant, you know, there's some artists that just constantly can drop, right?
Experience of being a parent dispersed. Watching my son disappear as I stare at his birth. And he returns to the womb, wifey stomach growing greater in girth. And then declining every time we come here to the nurse. With each day that passes, I can feel my career coming first. Do I? Took the wedding ring off her finger and now
Oh, that's dope, man. With each day that passes, I can feel my career coming first. Which means he's telling you that what actually happened is as his wife was pregnant, and is his wife? I don't know. But, you know, whoever this person is to him, I think it's wife because it looks like she's, yeah, and wearing a bride's dress, that his career started taking a back seat as he was having a family. But, not, you know, it's backwards, so he's saying the opposite of that. That's cool.
Since I can feel my career coming first. Do I? Took the wedding ring off her finger and now I'm single. Walking up the aisle backwards to an era of dirt. Falling clubs tipsy with a bitch I see clear through a skirt. The cameras be snapping, blogs be yapping, so I'm careful alert. Walking to my section, whisper right in my ear. We flirt, we part ways. I see her from a distance, she stares with a smirk. Cheers to the perks with the squad. We live for the search of new hoes. Lusty, quick to fuck me, unaware of they worth. We lead the club, drive to the show and
I like how he did. Okay, so this is one of those things that's very interesting about Cole. Notice what he said right there and how he said it. So a lot of rappers that might like big up their wife or their life partner, whoever, like their girlfriend or whatever, and then say like, you're the real one. These other, excuse my language, hoes ain't worth nothing. They're just, you know, this and that. But notice what he just did right there. He's talking about these flings and these women that were maybe sleeping with him and stuff. But the way he said it, he said that because she didn't know her worth. That's so interesting. Like he's still building her up despite, you know, whoever this her is. That's a very cool way of doing that. I respect that.
But distance, she stares with a smirk. Cheers to the perks with the squad. We live for the search of new hoes. Lusty, quick to fuck me, unaware of they worth. We lead the club, drive to the show, and I swear that it's turned. It all begins with encore cheers from those wearing my merch. Fast forward through years of rehearsal, losing, winning, bank account thinning, income streams nowhere near as diverse. And though I'm blessed, I see me stressing from hearing the chirps of naysayers who only days later I don't care to convert. On cloud nine, now signed.
This is dope, man, because now he's going back to the grind. And when people didn't, maybe not everybody believed in him and didn't think he was going to make it. Oh, that's nice. I love this.
The naysayers who only days later I don't care to convert. On cloud nine, now signed to my hero, one of the so-called kings of this rap thing that I swear to usurp. Decade later, mama cut on the cable. My motivation to be greater ends the moment I appear in a purse. I'm growing shorter, Pampers cover my hindquarters. I watch my father walk back in my life and it clears up a hurt I couldn't explain. Mama gives me my name, then hands me over to the doctor and I watch as my spirit reverts. Then I'm no longer here on this earth. I'm no longer here on this earth. That's how I see it.
Damn.
I'm gonna come in.
Even the visuals here of this room, you know, you can kind of see, like, I think the greenery coming. It's about the like nature reclaiming, you know, it once was, but now it's something else. The fall off is inevitable, man.
Who the fuck is you? 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 Out the way, it's a real nigga coming through. Out the way, it's a real nigga coming through. What it is, ho? 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 Come view the style of the unibrow Unabomber, who maneuver through the drama with the suit of
armor. The unibrowed Unabomber. Okay. I like how he's kind of teasing us at the ends of these videos, right? He's giving us a little bit like little clips here. That was super dope. Is it completely new, innovative? No, people have done backward stuff, whatever. But the way he did that was masterful. His flow tight all the way through. The multi-syllable rhyme scheme became so effortless that you at some point are just following the story and it just becomes what's happening. It becomes the norm in the track, but it's not normal to be able to rhyme so much of the sentences throughout, right? Like that was super dope. I love the, like, it's interesting because for example, that part I was talking about where he's talking about the women he was, sleeping with when he was, starting to become famous and stuff before he met his wife. And he talked about it very respectfully, didn't know her worth. I felt like that was a very important part for me because instead of telling the story as it was going backwards from the time that he was in, like at that moment, so he didn't tell it from the perspective of that young artist that was becoming famous and hooking up with these girls. He was telling it from probably a more mature lens because I doubt he thought that back then at that time. Otherwise he probably would have acted different or moved different, right? And that's something that you learn along the way as you mature. Your perspective changes, your viewpoint on life and how things are supposed to be changes. And so the fact that it's coming from the perspective of the end of his life, the matured version of him, of what he became, I found that to be the most interesting thing of this song. Again, backward songs, like things like this, it's been done before, but I love the perspective, the way that it was done. I thought was fantastic. Let me know what you guys thought of it. Beat wise, I thought it was very J. Cole. Once the percussions came in, you're hearing that vocal in the track. Like, I think it's very, very J. Cole. Yeah. I'm excited. If you guys are excited, comment down below. And I can't wait. I can't wait to finally hear this. It's been a long time coming. If you guys are still here, I greatly appreciate you spending your time with me. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.